One of the things that keeps worrying me is that if you look at the number of billion-dollar market cap companies in India, today we are at the same level as we were in 2007. We had 240 companies billion-dollar in 2007, and 13 years later also we have the same. Not a good sign. If you look at the number of companies above $25 billion, we had 16 in 2007 and today we are 10. The number of companies has shrunk. And if you look at so many big groups of the last decade, today they cease to exist. सो जो जो हम समुद्र मंथन बोलते हैं इंडिया के कॉरपोरेट वर्ल्ड में वो 10 साल से चल रहा है where large number of promoter groups, entrepreneurs have found it difficult to exist, partly because of their own wrongdoings and partly because of the economy not growing in that same intensity as what their businesses were built, because of which we have seen uh, many of these groups, many of these corporates now not existing anymore. Remember, in the world, we have seen half trillion to trillion dollar companies being incorporated in the last 15 years. The, which, if I were to ask you, which is the largest market cap company in India today, you all will say Reliance. I think that's wrong. The largest market cap company is Reliance Jio, not Reliance. And Reliance Jio was not in operation in 2007. So imagine a company which got incorporated 5 to 7 years back, launched their operations 5 years back, and is today the largest market cap company in the country. This is the world that we are living in. What is size today may not be relevant 5 years back, and what doesn't exist today may be the largest company that we all will be invested 5 years down the line. We have to be very, very alert, sensitive, and flexible in terms of our approach. Nothing that we speak today may be relevant except for the philosophies and frameworks. Now, again, see here how within India the market composition is changing. Autos, which used to be 10-12% of weightage, is continuously sliding down to 5.5. This is as low as you can get. Private banks, after peaking at 28, is quickly down to 23. They lost 5% points. PSU banks, courtesy all the government policies and the corruptions and the slowdown, just cease to exist. NBFCs, I think this sector weight will just keep going down. From current level of 10%, it won't be surprising if this weightage comes down to 5-6%, because I think the non-lending financials weight will go up now. Insurance, both life and general, asset management, capital markets, rating agencies, credit cards, many of them will come, and I think they will eat into the high weightages of private banks and NBFCs. So always be early to allocate large in big winners. That is how you create your big wealth. The only other sector that I want to highlight is telecom. What you see today is 3.5 is actually 10%. And what you see oil and gas at 15 is actually 6 to 7%. If I were to exclude Geo from Reliance and retail from Reliance, then this oil and gas weightage will come down to 5%, which will be the lowest in the history of Nifty. And if I were to add that weight to telecom, then telecom will become a 10% weight, which will be the fourth highest after private banks, consumer, technology. And that is where Bharti will remain a winner in our scheme of things. Uh, as I mentioned, the best of the decade have a strong narrative bias. See this slide. These are on the left side, you have stocks which were the best return stocks of 2000 to 2010. And if you would have seen the portfolio of top investors and read all the research reports of the best analysts in 2010, all the target prices for the next 3 years would have spoken about these stock prices still doubling. Look at the returns they have given from 2010 to 2020. They are many of them are either down or flat. Then look at the new stocks that have come in 2010 to 2020. A lot of these stocks were not in existence or were not listed. Bajaj, Page, Eicher, Balkrishna, SRF, and look at their returns. And today, they are top stocks of everyone's portfolio or have reasonable high valuations or good target prices. I leave it for you to analyze on, after a strong decade performance, when the narrative becomes very strong, is it possible to replicate the same performance in the next decade? Or you will have to look for new winners that are going to define the next decade. IT, I think this becomes a defining moment of Indian IT, where companies are stepping up their payouts. In the last 4 years, just the tier 1 IT companies have returned back 2,30,000 crores of dividend back to the shareholders. TCS has led that chart. This is the reason why, despite all of the problems, you still don't lose wealth in this space. Just because they keep earning and they keep distributing. And the number one player is leading that pack. Even if the earnings growth of these companies remains at 10-12%, and they keep giving dividends of 3 to 4%, a 15% compounded return would be one of the best returns that you can get in any sector over a long period of time. Lastly, some of the ideas. Reliance, I don't think that people still understand it well. This is still into a discovery mode. And when a company becomes net debt, when a company is on the right side of the winning trends, you just have to ride it without trying to see how much it has moved or what valuation it is. Lever, I think they're just getting better. The winner takes it all theory plays here. Infosys I spoke about, Bharti I spoke about, ICICI Bank we will discuss in the Q&A. In the mid caps, I think there are considerable number of high quality companies with good managements. Some of them have fallen, some of them have not fallen. A fall in the stock price is never a reason just to buy it. What is the business outlook and the price at what you are buying is more important for us to focus upon. So thank you everyone for your time. As I mentioned, we'll keep it short. Stay safe wherever you are.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.